biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
If you would like to advertise your business on Conversations with Cupid, airing every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Instinct Radio, email us at shay@middleclassmatchmaker.com. That's Shay, SHAE, at middleclassmatchmaker.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, Fizzle, Fizzle. And this is Instinct Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Happy Thursday, y'all. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. I'm very excited about this topic tonight. We are going to be discussing, does your weight affect your dating life? And I know this is a hot topic, and we are definitely going to dig in. But first, I have a few housekeeping details I want to share. For those of you who may not know who I am, I'm Shay, Middle Class Matchmaker. My business is middleclassmatchmaker.com, and I also have a dating site, Middle Class Match. I'm a certified dating coach as well as matchmaker. This topic of weight comes up. I also have a singles group, and everybody here is a part of my singles group. And this topic of weight comes up often in our group. You have people saying, what their preference is or not. Some men will say, I love, BBWs, and some women say, I love be a teddy bear. I mean, these topics come up, and then you have the opposite of people saying what they don't prefer and why. And that's not really what the focus of today is. Not about preferences. It's more so about, I'm just asking people, does your weight affect your dating life? It's a personal choice. It might be a different answer for each of these singles. So we're going to hear from each of them about if they feel that weight affects their dating life. And how does it affect it? If you've lost weight, what's the difference? We're going to just get into those types of things. But this topic is going to be very positive. I want to say that I did tell some people no, they couldn't come on the show because they were fit or they were fitness trainers. And the topic is not about judging people and telling them they need to lose weight or anything like that. That's not what we're talking about. We're just focused on the question. Does your weight affect your dating life? So I hope I've cleared everything up. We're going to keep this positive, but this is a hot topic. Let's face it. More women that more men that are overweight. I mean, 70% of black men and 80% of black women. So this is not, this is a topic that's far reaching. It's something that affects all of us. And we want to hear from people how it affects them personally. So without further ado, I'm going to have each of my sexy singles tonight to introduce themselves and tell us what you want us to know about you, your name. You can share your age range, your profession. Do you have any kids? Whatever. But of course, everybody on my show is single, so be sure to look them up and hit them up if you're interested. All right, we'll start with you, Carnella.
Hey, good evening. My name is Carnella Harvey. I am sexy single, and I have no kids. I live in the Atlanta area, and I'm a social worker as well as an entrepreneur.
Thank you for joining us, Carnella. All right, Stephen.
Good evening. I'm Stephen House, single, 37 years of age as of next week.
Oh, you'll be 37 next week?
Next Saturday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. No. Cancer.
He's on
Cancer.
He just made it to cancer.
Police officer, by profession, single, no kids, live in the Atlanta area.
Thank you for joining us, Stephen.
You're welcome.
All right, Tanika.
Oh, okay. I'm talking in the microphone.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Tanika. I actually just did turn 40 last Thursday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Live in Marietta area. I'm in education. I do have one kid, and like everybody else, I'm single.
Welcome to the show. And Teresa, this is your second time.
This is my second
on the show. Welcome again.
Thank you for having me back. I'm Teresa Royals. I am a manager for a revenue cycle management in healthcare. I have one grown son who's in college and definitely single.
Okay, well, welcome again. All right, so let's dig in. So my first question is, do you feel that weight affects your dating life? So this is a personal question to you. Do you feel that weight affects your dating life? We can start with you, Teresa. You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
When I was younger, yes. I had low self-esteem. So I felt that my choices were limited.
Were you chubby as a little girl, as a teen? So okay, gotcha. Okay,
Always.
so this is a lifelong, journey,
thing.
and
Exactly.
that's I want to talk about that too, because I do think that's the difference. I think if you've grown up chubby, it's different than if you all of a sudden hit 40 and gain 50 pounds. I do think that's different. So I want to talk about that too.
Right.
So because I think that you've had time to grow into it and be confident and be comfortable in who you are. Like, this is who you are.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And I've always had that confidence. Spirit is just, it was not at the forefront.
Okay.
But life is short. Life
Right.
is very short. And, you know, I don't live like that anymore. Like, you know, thinking about what everybody else thinks anymore. It's too much to worry about. So no, I grew into my own. I have lost a lot of weight and I've gained some back, but I'm comfortable in my skin.
Okay.
And I do modeling
Yes.
and I'm just out there. So
And that's another good point too, because some people make this assumption that everybody wants to lose weight. So I want to clear that up. You just said you're comfortable in your skin. This is the size you want to be. I want to make sure we say that, because this is not about convincing folks that they need to lose weight. You're confident and comfortable and you're beautiful and you're happy where you are. Amen.
Exactly. And when, you know, of course, you know, they'll always say, well, you could stand to lose, you know, X amount of pounds. And that's all fine. And I know you don't want to touch about the health thing, but it is a little bit of a health thing. But still, I am comfortable where I am at. I'm accepting of where I'm at. So, and I think that's what actually portrays more. When you feel that way, you stand taller, you smile much more, and I think sometimes that attracts people that probably were not used to being attracted to a full-figured, voluptuous diva.
Have you experienced men saying that?
Yes.
Like, normally I don't date women.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, you're not really my type. You know, I think we've had some conversations about that. You know, you're not really my type, but it's just your confidence. I'm like, yeah, but I could be a size 2 and still be confident. It's your aura.
Absolutely. All right, good points. Thank you. All right, Tanika.
Okay. Well, repeat the question.
The question was, does your weight affect your dating life?
Well, mine was a little bit different because I was actually married for 12 years. So I didn't grow up. Like, the size that I am now is actually smaller than the size that I was in college. So I did kind of gain that freshman 15, well, actually freshman 25. And then that 25 blossomed into more and more weight. And so I can be honest, I was a 24, 26.
Really? It's hard to picture that.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, and I show pictures, and they're like, that's not you. And I'm like, okay, the same arm tattoo is still there, so it can't disappear.
Right.
But I think what the epitome for me, what really kind of made me change was I really got tired of seeing Jennifer Hudson in those Weight Watchers commercials.
She looks good,
and
though.
I'm like, if she show up in that white dress one more damn time,
she looks so good, I have to say.
I am going to lose it. So I actually took myself over to Weight Watchers, and I started it. And I started in 2011. I've lost a combined total of about 112 pounds. Thank you. So I'm like half of the size that I was then.
Literally.
Yeah. And then I gained, but the thing about it with it is that it's an up and down process. So it's different when I first got divorced and I was in the process of losing weight, and I still wasn't comfortable in my skin because I still saw myself as that bigger woman. And, when you hang around and you notice that guys tend to flock towards your friends who are thinner than you, you kind of get that complex of, okay, well, I'm just going to be, I'm just going to go home and eat this whole jar of gelato and it's just going to be fine. I'm just going to sit in the dark and do that. So I think now what it is for me is, I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I think I made a post about it. I'm not trying to be your cup of tea. I'm trying to be somebody's champagne.
Hello.
So,
yes.
It's one of those things where either you like it or you don't. Am I comfortable with the size I am now? I have gained some of the weight, not a lot of it, but I think that for those of us who have gone through the journey of weight loss, I think what you have to kind of keep in mind with it is, you didn't gain it overnight, so you're not going to lose it overnight.
Right.
And be comfortable and just know that at whatever point you are, you have to have a starting point. And I definitely recommend, don't lose weight just to get dates. That's not going to be the thing.
Did you see a difference between now and when you were 100 pounds heavier?
Yes, I did.
With the amount of dates, with the track, like what? Tell me the difference.
It was just the attention. I kind of got the attention back that I was used to having when I was in college.
When I
lost, and so that was kind of shocking. Because, people would say, oh, you look good. And I'm like, no, I don't. And, I couldn't see it. And then what I had to realize is that who I am is not, what they see. It's how I look at myself.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so it has been different. I think that being in this type of city where everybody tries to equate beauty with a certain size, that's not necessarily how it should be, because every woman is beautiful, and every woman is beautiful to someone
in their own way. Absolutely.
Right. And I just feel like, just because you are in single digits and I'm wearing a size 12 doesn't make you any less beautiful than I am. So I think what's the hardest thing about living in this city is that everybody's assuming that everybody's into fitness and everything like that, and I don't really buy that, because I work out every day. This is my 197th consecutive day of working out.
Every day?
Every day. Wow. And there are people, I go to the gym and they're on the treadmill and they're like texting, and I'm like,
you take it seriously.
They fully made up, face, outfit matching. I'm like, okay, I know I look butt ugly. I got a scarf on, my shirt, my shoes don't even match. I'm just trying to get this in so I can go. So, I mean, I just, it is difficult. And I do feel for the women who are being told you're cute for a big girl.
Yeah, let's talk about that. But hold on a second. Let me get everybody to chime in. But I do want to talk about that. All right, Stephen. So we do have a guy. I do want to say this topic is not just geared to women. I did invite men. I'm grateful that Stephen was able to accept and come. All right, Stephen. So share with us, do you feel that weight affects your dating life?
Weight does affect the dating life because of the fact that I love black women, and that's who I choose to date. Black women like meat on their bones just like black men do.
Okay.
In my personal opinion. So with that being said, I'm 5'5", 5'4.5", or 5'5", okay? Give me a half inch. I weigh 258. I want to lose weight, but Carnella, she told me I look fine. I'm like,
I sure did.
but this will be couple number 90 if they make it official.
but the funny thing about it, I want to do it for me.
Right.
But I, of course, I guess because of my height and because of my genetics, it doesn't look what I weigh. So
does being overweight run in your family?
On my mom's side, my dad had a smaller frame.
Okay.
So I got a combination of a large frame and a smaller frame.
Oh, both.
Which means that with me weighing as much as I do, I don't look like it because I got the large frame from my mother. But I got that small frame from my father, so it's a crazy combination.
Oh.
Like I said, I want to lose it for health reasons. Well, not so much health reasons, but more so energy.
This is what I want to understand. When y'all say it affects dating, I want to know how. So how do you feel that weight affects you in dating?
I would say, because when I was slender, believe it or not, I was at my smallest around 158.
So like half,
yeah.
Or 100 pounds less.
Yes,
right?
Yes. And I got hardly any attention from women.
So you're saying that women like you with the weight?
Yes, by being stockier now, especially since I do work out.
Carnella's about to jump out of her skin. Calm down, girl. She got to calm down, girl. So you're saying women are more attracted to you with the weight?
Yes.
That's interesting.
But I think I'm a big dude.
Yeah, but there is a thing, we're going to talk about it a little later, but there is a thing of women liking teddy bears. I've seen that before. So, I don't know. Women, let's get Carnella to introduce herself, but I also want to know if women feel that men like them more with the weight too. But go ahead, Carnella, introduce yourself. Answer the question. Do you feel that weight affects dating?
I do. I think it has affected me in my dating, definitely on both sides. Because I also, like Tanika, has kind of been through a weight loss journey. And I've lost at least about 45 pounds.
Oh, wow, girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm still working on it. Still got goals to make. And it was because of health reasons.
Okay.
But the look is kind of like a bonus.
Oh.
Okay? That's just a bonus. I didn't expect to have a different and all my clothes not fitting anymore because I was just focused on trying to get healthy. But I have noticed that the way that men approach me is very different, and that my dating pool appears to have expanded
since you've lost weight.
Yes.
Oh.
And I'll put just real quick a story that I always would tell my friends is that I had a big issue with men when you're walking to a door at the same time and we both stop. and we're looking at the door to see who's going to open it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me be the gentleman and open the door for you, okay? And so I always had an issue with that. And I would say the last 2 months, I haven't touched a door.
So did you feel invisible? Because I've heard women tell me felt
that's
invisible.
That's the best word for it. Because it wasn't disrespected. It wasn't like that I was treated badly.
It's like
but I was
not there.
I was just not there.
Oh, that's so
I was just
awful.
not polite, not, giving, let me get up and get your chair like Stephen did when I came in.
That's
Those type of
awful.
things. It wasn't that it was rude or mean, but I noticed it because if somebody else walked in the door who might have been slimmer, they would kind of fall over themselves to try to help.
So you felt invisible when you were larger.
Yes.
And now you're getting more attention since you've lost the weight.
Yes.
And that's similar to what you said with your weight loss. Steven said he gets more attention now that he's stockier than he did when he was slimmer. And Teresa, you've always gotten you
ain't got nothing.
She ain't lost a step. Okay.
I mean, my thing is it's how you portray yourself.
Confidence.
But I've been in the invisible because I've had the girlfriends that are smaller and more beautiful or in and I think mainstream media has a lot to do with it. I think also the age of the gentlemen that approach us has a lot, because I see a lot of older guys approach me versus younger guys, not because I'm 45, but because they're like, oh, you're a thick woman, you're whatever. And then
so grown men know what to do with you.
See,
she knows how to take care of me.
Okay. Oh, yes, let me ask about that.
No. I know how to make reservations.
Yes, because I do think that's an assumption that heavier women know how to cook. That's an assumption. But it's an assumption.
It is an assumption. I do know how to cook.
Well, you're from the Caribbean, so.
I'm from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But, I think it's also a cultural thing, whereas here in the South, it's more accepted to be a little bit thicker.
Of course.
Very
but
much so.
in California, it is not accepted.
Right.
Well, it's not
as acceptable.
It's not as accepted.
Right.
New York, definitely
Right, definitely not.
But mainstream media also has a play. We're seeing more fuller figured actors. We're seeing more fuller figured role models.
Yes, but it's very different. I want to say, too, because I've said this as well. I think in the South, especially, my man's from Chicago, so I don't know if it's the South or what, but in our culture, we have a segment of men who do push you to be thicker. Like, I've gained weight in my relationship. I gained like 50 pounds in this relationship. But if I get on a diet, if I go to the gym, if I even watch The Biggest Loser, then I got to hear his mouth. You better not be losing no weight. I just know one thing. You better not lose your booty. You better not lose your booty. This is what I have to hear. And it's like,
there's a double-edged sword to that, because there are some men that feel as though you're comfortable in a relationship, that you're not going to go anywhere else.
So I say that to him.
Ooh, yeah,
I say that to
you
him.
Lose 10 pounds, they're like, oh, she must be checking.
Yeah, I'm like, you want me fluffy to stay here? Like, you think that, like, what is this? Well, tell me what's going on.
You know what? I felt that way in my marriage because my weight gain didn't come, like, I'm kind of in his predicament where my mother's side of the family was, not everybody, but was like on a little bit of the thicker side, and my dad looks like a walking stick. And I'm like, I'm kind of figuring I did get the hips and I have the thighs. And the thing about me is I like my hips. I tell people all the time I have hips and I have ass. And it is what it is. So, and I
don't think you'll get complaints.
And I'm 100% Southern. So,
absolutely.
Southern girls rock. I will claim it all the time. But I think that is true. Like you do have that thing where I felt like he preferred me to stay that size because he didn't want anybody else looking at me. And then when I started the journey and I lost like my first 25 pounds, I think that kind of triggered him to go ahead, and he decided to get on the program too. But I kind of flipped my whole family and started cooking better.
Healthier,
so it was like everybody doing Weight Watchers, whether you counting points or not. So if I gotta eat this, you eating this too. And if
this
you don't,
is for dinner,
right?
Everybody's eating.
If you don't like it, there's a Waffle House right down the street. Go ahead and get all the the arteries clogged and everything. But I had to kind of do that on my own. But I think that another thing for women who are, like yourself, you said you're comfortable where you're at, and then you have some who, like myself, who are, not that I'm trying to get like down to a size 2, because that'll never happen, but I do know for a fact that you do kind of have to not look at it as a diet. You have to look at it as a lifestyle change. Do I eat ice cream? Yes, I do. I don't eat a lot of fast food anymore. That is something that I kind of consciously have done. And if I do, it's kind of like, Panera Bread or Chick-fil-A or something like that. So I hate when people tell girls who are big, girls who are bigger when they see me and they're like, well, what did you do to lose weight? Did you diet? And I'm like, no, it was just a lifestyle change. Like, you can still eat the same stuff you want to, eat. And I know that a lot of women who are on the bigger side, I have seen them go out on dates. And it's like they're trying to eat all cute and petite and trying to act like they don't want to eat. And I'm like, girl, if you don't eat that food.
All right, let me read some of y'all's comments. Okay, Lola says, I would love to work out with my mate. I think being healthy is a lot more important than being comfortable with your weight. And that's good. And I want to clarify that people will have different opinions. So, like for Lola, she's saying she wants to lose weight to be healthier. Just turn your volume down. Gerzon says, Atlanta girls don't like big guys. Well, no, Gerzon. Steven says they do. Thank you, Shartavia. She says, Shay, you look gorgeous. I'm listening to the conversation, but I have to give you kudos. You look amazing. So proud of you. This is my classmate. Thank you, Shartavia. Gerzon says he likes hips and butt. Eric Starlin says thick thighs saves lives. That's right,
exactly.
And telephone. Yes, because they won't call. Yes. All right, Jeremy Arrington says you can do side bends or sit-ups, but please don't lose that butt from Sir Mix-a-Lot. Chantel says working out with your mate could be motivation for each other. Both gotta want to do it. All right, like Jake says, I like. This is Billy. He says, like Drake says, I like my girls BBW. Derek Henderson says fast food is the devil. All right. Okay, so let's talk about this. Because this is something I find interesting. Whenever I've had a woman who was, let's classify her as BBW. Let me say labels. Like, what names are offensive? Because I want to make sure. One time I said something. I said somebody was plus size and a person was offended, or BBW and a person was offended. So I want to make sure I do this right. I don't want to offend anybody. What is appropriate? To like, what am I gonna say?
What does BBW mean?
Big black woman.
Big black woman.
And then
I thought it was
big beautiful. Okay, sorry, big beautiful. And then for men, it's big handsome man.
Yeah.
So it's BHM and BBW. So big beautiful woman and BHM is big handsome man. Okay, so I don't want to offend anybody, but I said, so is BBW okay, or do we need to say what?
I don't care as long as you don't say fat. I don't appreciate that term for anybody. I don't feel like nobody has a right to call somebody fat. And, you can think whatever you want to think in your mind, because you definitely wouldn't say it to their face, because you might get punched in your mouth. But being called fat is offensive because...
But some girls refer to themselves as fat.
Okay, but let me call myself fat.
Okay.
Don't you do it. Okay? Let me fat shame myself. You don't need to worry about that, because what goes on in my head is completely different conversation than what you're saying, because calling another person fat could actually be more destructive to them. It has nothing to do with their self-esteem, but it has more to do with, you have no idea what that person could be going through.
Exactly.
And you to sit up here and say, well, you cute for a fat chick.
Have you heard that? Has anybody heard that?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Like, say it to your face. You cute for a fat girl?
Yeah.
For a big girl.
Big girl.
Yeah.
And that's a side comment. It's not a comment. Because it's a compliment. It's not a compliment. It's not a compliment, because it's like saying you cute for a dark skinned girl, or you cute for a black woman. I mean, it's not a compliment really. So don't do it. And I don't think people are aware, to your point, Tanika, that it's rude, but it is rude.
Well, I mean, some people, just like you said, some people don't really think about the things that come out of their mouths. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, I used to be that way before. The older you get, the more you start to think about that. And like I said, having been on that other side of the coin and having been told that, oh, you cute for a fat chick, it's like, that's not cool at all. And that's why sometimes I get on the defensive when I see posts saying about overweight and BMI and all this other kind of stuff like that. And it's like, okay, first of all, you're preaching to people that you don't think they've heard this conversation
before. They already know.
Before.
Their doctors have told them.
Yeah, you don't think that they've had this conversation before. So what you're doing is not really helping them out. If anything, you can encourage them. I'm with Lola. Yes. I mean, I hear people always say, oh, I don't believe that you get up every day at 4 o'clock or 4:30 and go work out. Yes, you can, because I can bet you if you see me at the gym, you'll see me in there every day. Now, because the summer is out, I'm not there at 4:30 or 4 o'clock, but I do get it in. So there's not going to be a day where if I don't go in the morning, then I'm not going to go at all. But, you know, if there's somebody, you know, I've had offers of guys saying, oh, well, let's go to the gym and, you know, let's meet up. And I mean, I'm going to show up how I show up at the gym. So don't think
It's
I'm
not
look-
a cute
Yeah,
day.
it's not going to be a cute day. It's going to be, I'm going to be looking just crazy as hell. So you get what you get, but we're going to work out. And then, you know, I think they're really shocked.
Yeah, so this is my question. I've had clients who are BBW, but they do not want to date a man who is BHM. They don't want to date a bigger man. So they're big, but they don't want a big man. And I know some big men who don't want big women. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about your preference. Because to me, it kind of sounded a little hypocritical. It sounded to me like a person with kids saying they don't want somebody with kids. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, that's what you are. What do you mean you don't want somebody that's the same thing you are? That's how I heard it.
I'm like itching to
I want you to. I want you to.
I think it's based on, I'm not even going to say preference. I think it's based on what your past history has been with that person. Okay. If you've been with someone who's been bigger and it has not been good, and I'm going to be very blunt.
Please be blunt.
If you've been with someone who's thicker that has not been great in the sexual manner,
so great
bigger.
How? What makes him not great? Just being fat, being big. I'm sorry, just what makes him not good? I want to get to the bottom of it. Like, what made him not good? Let's talk about
that.
it.
You don't satisfy.
What makes him not satisfied?
It could be
his weight. Is he breathing heavy? He can't. Endurance, stamina.
Certain positions could be a little bit more difficult for some of us. You know, we may. Not
I've never been with a big guy,
we may
so
not
I'm
be able
this.
to bend into a pretzel. Maybe, you know.
Flexibility
may be an issue for some.
Stamina, endurance, flexibility. What about? And this is a
size.
Yeah, because last week, let me say this. Because last week, Jack and who all was here? Was some other guys last week said that bigger women cannot accommodate penis.
Who tell you that lie?
I'm telling you what Jack said. Jack said bigger women, and you got to answer today, Jack. He said bigger women cannot accommodate penis as much as a slim chick can. That's what Jack said. That's what he said.
No, I've heard quite the opposite.
A skinny woman can accommodate.
You got to mind. You got to.
I do not. That's fast. So like we said, didn't everybody agree with it on last show? Everybody agree with it on every guy.
Why?
I don't know why. I haven't figured out the math
So
of
wait.
it, but I
In your experience.
in my experience, doing so much research, I've done it.
Doing so much research.
I've been a bachelor for a long time. So, you're right. So, I mean, it's just been my experience. I mean, usually when I haven't.
Hurts or it just won't go no more.
It hurts. Like they be like,
They can't tap out.
They tap out. Yeah, tap out. Start pushing their legs down. And they
Okay, so wait a minute now, because
and it don't make sense to me. I would think it'd be the opposite. I don't know.
okay, because our that area is not like.
And then I want to know what happens like when. I want to know what happens like when she's one weight, say she's small, and she gets
That's what I was
bigger.
going to ask you. Does it change? So if they lose weight, they
I haven't
can take
tested
it.
that yet, but I'm gonna have to.
I mean, the only difference is if you were one weight size and you gain weight, is that you cannot do the same positions that you've done before. Exactly. You're not like your legs are not gonna go behind your ears like you were back when you were in your 20s. Right. Now, if you can still do that in your 40s, you know what? Hold on. Use your mic, Steven.
Yeah, and I want him to answer that too for his experience.
My experience, I've been with thicker women all my life. I mean,
Do you tend to date bigger women?
Not bigger, bigger or thicker.
Thicker. You
Like
don't date thin.
You like hips?
I like hips.
Okay.
I'm more of a breast man though, but I still appreciate.
Tummies? You like a little tummy?
Look,
All right. So what about tummy?
All men like that. Tummy.
That's very true.
Okay, all right. Check this out. I don't mind tummy. My ex was 5'9", 300 plus pounds.
Oh, really?
And trust me, sometimes I felt like I couldn't give her enough sex.
Really?
Yes. But then also too, that comes with me working a lot as well too. But
I
never had a problem. So I mean, I was pushing
okay,
thighs
so you
back
were
and,
shorter than her.
Yeah. But
And, okay, because let's talk about y'all were both plus size. Let's talk about this.
But no, were you smaller?
He was this size.
You were this size when you were okay.
Yes.
So let me because Gerzon said yesterday, because since we have gone down this path, Gerzon said two chubby people in bed, they can't do the same things. You don't. That's not been your.
You know
experience.
what? I'm not him. So if you got a closed mind, that's on you.
I like that. I like that.
I'm gonna.
50 Shades of PHAT.
Right. Okay. So Jack, we gotta. I don't know how we gonna test your theory.
That question, though?
He said he couldn't give her enough.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but we compared it to the two women. We talking about between skinny women or thicker women. Do you know if they?
Honestly, truth be told, like I said, they've been like.
Right. They've
been like.
She made sure. That's what she said.
I see. Yes.
Well, in your experience.
Give me back the
From
mic.
my experience, but I honestly, truth be told, I can't really speak because. What, maybe one or two in my whole life are slender women.
You typically date thicker
all
women.
All of mine have been, medium, small, thick, all the way up to BBW.
So for you, because back to my question, you tend to prefer you prefer BBWs.
Yes.
Fit to BBW.
Yes.
Okay. Whereas you were saying you don't date men who are.
Oh, I don't discriminate.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay. Carnella.
What I will say is now, since I, just like Tanika, have put in the work and watching my diet, working out every day, that it would be hard for me to date somebody who doesn't care about those things.
Oh, that's
and
kind of mean, though, because it took you a while to get there.
It does, but I put in the work, yo.
Yeah, but that's not
and if
fair.
If they're not, now here's the thing.
She does have a good point.
If they're not interested, if they're not interested at all, they're gonna eat out every night. They're gonna keep bringing. It would be hard for me because I'm trying to live a certain type of lifestyle. It would be hard.
It's going to be easier.
I'm not saying
you.
I wouldn't, but
it's
it would be
easier
hard.
for you as a woman because we can change a man's eating easily. It's just you know what, I'm gonna feed you. Come over here every day when you get off work. I got that. And who gonna turn that down? They're not gonna turn that down. They just not. So that's easier for you to
We're
switch
not wired
that.
to.
No, y'all gonna be like, okay, I'll be there when I get off at 6. So that's how it works with me. So that'll be easy to switch to say, you know what, I want us to eat healthy. I want you to eat with me every day. I'm gonna fix your lunch for work tomorrow. That'll be easy. That's an easy adjustment. The working out part, you talked about it being new for you, so how could you just shut somebody out?
Well, now it's not new in my whole life.
Okay.
Now I've always been, but I go back and forth. Like if I stop, the weight will start to climb back on up,
and then go back.
And then I go back.
Okay.
And so, but I'm at a point where I'm older. Yeah. It's not coming off easier. I have to stay with it. And so it would be nice. It would be ideal to have somebody who's on the journey with me.
Okay.
Let me say that. I wouldn't discount anybody, I don't think, because I've been there.
Okay, well, y'all are different. I meet women who are BBW, and they want men with 6-packs, men who live fitness trainers. They want bodybuilder type men, and they are 300 and 400 pound women, and I'm like, that. Do those men exist? I will say they do. But are they the majority? I don't know. Just like you said, you're living this lifestyle. Most people who live that lifestyle, a fitness trainer, he's living the lifestyle. He's going to probably want somebody who lives that lifestyle as well.
Wait.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
I do know some fitness trainers that are not into slim women. Their fitness training is their business, but their preference for women may not be a small. I know a couple.
Okay.
That are like that.
I'm not saying they don't exist.
Right.
Listen, I'm never going to say these people don't exist. I'm saying, are they on every corner? I don't know. Because typically what I've seen, and I do know a guy, Carl is a good example who's probably listening. He's a fitness trainer, past Olympian, gold medalist, whatever. He likes bigger women. That's what he prefers too. So to your point, yes, I know these men exist, but I'm saying
single?
He's very single. He has to come on the show, but again, he's fit. I'm like, what are you going to be talking about? That you like them? I don't know what yeah, I can introduce you if you like. But anyway, my point is I've met people who've said, I don't want a big person and they're big, but that doesn't seem to be what I'm hearing.
I do have a hard time with that because I feel like that is discrimination because you were once that size.
That's how I feel.
And it took you a moment before it clicked in your head. So, I get it that people have preferences, and I'm all for that. However, here's something that you have to ask yourself, and this goes out for men and women. Keep doing the same. The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. Mm-hmm. You keep saying, I want a fit woman, and she's 145. So how's that working out for you? You still single, huh? And, you know, I have a lot of male friends, and, you know, I see them and they're trying to talk to these women and blah, blah, blah this. And then they come back and talk about, oh, you know, she ratchet or she a gold digger, she this and she that. But there was a very nice looking young lady. She may not have been that a size that you preferred at that moment, but you could have been knocking your blessing out because you're looking at the physical. How do you know that your lifestyle and your working out regimen is not going to inspire that person to, you know, do that? I mean, like, I've met men who say, I work out. Okay, cool, bet. So let's go hiking. And what? And they'll look at me like I'm crazy. It's just walking. That's all it is. It's just walking. But then, you know, and then they get out there and they out there having heart attacks, and I'm looking at them, but you work out every day. So how is this that you're about to die walking? Yes, it is up a mountain.
Keep in mind now, you know, lifting weights and cardio.
It's two different things.
And I get that. And I'm in the gym and I'm seeing some of these dudes in the gym, and some of them are hilarious. Like, you in the gym and and then you throwing down weights and stuff. I'm like, what the hell are you doing all this for?
And you taking a picture in
yes. The mirror. And they go to different gyms and they're recording themselves, and I'm like cracking up laughing. Or, you know, I was on vacation last week, and I'm running next to this woman on the treadmill, and she's up here like, I don't know, she thought she was in a Rocky movie. She was just pumping and fist pumping and I mean, first of all, she was funky. She almost killed me.
Wait, y'all got to get back on topic. Hold on.
She almost killed me. And then she was trying to figure out how was I running as long as I was, and she kept stopping and she was holding on to the rails, and then she was like, you know, for a woman of your size, you sure do run. I looked at her, I said, I work out every day, but thanks a lot.
She said for a woman of your size.
Yeah, that she couldn't believe that I was running for as long as I was, because in my mind, I was running 4 miles that particular day.
All right, let's get back on topic. Hold on. All right, let me read some of their comments. So Sonia said,
they're off the chain.
I'm not gonna read all of them because I know some of them off the chain. Sonia says, you like what you like, you're attracted to what you're attracted to. Dave Sincere says lifting weights is different than cardio. Yes, that's true. Let me try to find some of your comments.
But David,
Reggie says he wish he could have been there. Yeah, Reggie, I wish you could have been there. Reggie was supposed to come. He had a previous engagement he couldn't get out from.
Yeah, but Dave should also know that most personal trainers will tell you have to have a healthy combination of both weights and cardio. You cannot just specifically go in and lift weights and assume that that's all you need to do.
And that you're fit.
Right.
Because to your point, if I go in and lift weights and I can be cut and have the best body, but I don't have endurance because I don't do cardio. Oh, we have a caller.
Call.
Hey, caller. Welcome to Hey, caller. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid.
Yes, Dante Williams, please.
Oh, okay. He was on the show before me. All right, but if y'all do have a question, please give us a call. That was the wrong show. You can hang up. Okay, so let me read some of your comments. Saeed says Tanika keeps it real. Derek says, I bet she the first one to ask her man to go check downstairs when he hears a sound, though. The muscles might help then. You know,
tell Derek that I have 2 Glock 9s and also a double barrel shotgun, so I can go down and check for myself. Thank you.
Okay. But I think we brought up a good point, and this topic is not about health, so I want to get back on topic, but I do want to address something. You can look at somebody who obviously is in the gym lifting weights all day, and they can have the perfect body, but they may not be in shape, they may not be doing any cardio or anything like that. So that's another reason why you can't just look at somebody and make an assumption. You in the gym all day, you know, or this person might not be, so you can't just look at that. So that's not the topic for today, though. The topic is dating and weight. So let's get back on topic. All right. So have you experienced discrimination? Have you experienced someone saying they did not want to date you because of your weight?
Yeah.
Who wants to share?
I mean, that still happens now. And, you know, I get the whole you like what you like comment, but you're still single. So somewhere along the line, you have to change your frame of thinking. I married the complete opposite of what I was attracted to. I used to date guys that were my complexion or lighter. I'm 5'6", so they had to be taller than me, and they were very slim dudes. When I got married, I know the first thing that one of my friends said is, girl, no, that is not your type. And I'm like, but you know what? I had to take myself out of that mind frame and realize that the physical sometimes doesn't always match the mental, and that you really just can't. I get it. I get that we all have an attraction to that. But those attractions sometimes can get short-lived. It's like a honeymoon period with any relationship. So sometimes you just kind of have to just take yourself out of that comfort zone and just try it. I'm not saying that it's going to be the best relationship ever. I mean, you might make a great friend, and you might inspire that person to go out and decide that, okay, hey, he or she wants to decide to get on that same journey as you and, take a couple of pounds off or whatever. But I really think that we kind of have to look past the superficial.
I definitely agree. Have you experienced discrimination due to your weight? Like a woman saying, you're just too big for me.
I can't remember that. I did have.
Too small.
Thank you. No, I can't.
When he was slimmer.
When he was smaller.
When I was smaller, but.
And also he's shorter.
Wait,
right.
So what were some of the ladies saying when you were smaller? Like when you would try to ask them out? I'm just interested to see what some of the comments when you asked somebody out, when they would turn you down if they did.
They wouldn't even look my way.
What?
They hardly look my way because yeah.
Okay.
Seriously, like.
Short men probably get the invisible thing, just like you were saying with bigger women. Just you're not being treated rude, but it's just like, just keep walking. He's not even there. And I hear that sometimes. Back to your point, Tanika, I used to be one of these women who said he's got to be this height or whatever. And I'm not being a hypocrite. Yes, my man is 6'2" and some change, so I'm being completely honest and transparent. But should he go today, I would be open to dating somebody who's shorter, because love is love, and you can't just lock and box somebody in to a height, or size or complexion or whatever other superficial things we can come up with. And I know people say you like what you like, but in cultures where people don't marry based off looks, their marriages last longer. We fall in love with people based off how they look and whatnot, and we fall out of love too. And and our divorce rate is 60%. So something we're not doing right. We're not doing something right? So I really am passionate about that, like just really loving a person for who they are. Anyway, back to this point. Do you we're not talking about height today. So at your size now, you haven't experienced a woman saying that you're too big? You find that women like you being bigger.
It's the uniform, isn't it?
Not
I think
the uniform.
it's
Believe it or not, I do work out. I don't really get it. I don't think
it is a uniform for a lot of people.
You to watch her.
Okay.
Look.
I can't deal with her.
You ain't half the man.
I don't think the uniform means anything. It's just a job. That's all it is. It's just a job.
But some women like to be handcuffed.
Yes,
I've done that before.
They do.
It's true. I'm only saying that because whenever we have an officer, we have a new police officer. Look, I'm like, you have women say, arrest me, officer.
They do say that.
Yes.
They do say that. I've heard it a few.
I'm just saying though, you pull somebody over, they be like, just take me in.
Oh God, I can't deal with y'all today. But back to size. So y'all are saying what at least Stephen is saying, and so men, I want you to chime in. Stephen is sharing that he feels that women prefer him being bigger, chunkier, heavier, however you want to say it. So I want to hear from men who are also on the heavier side. Do you feel that women like you being heavy? I know there is a teddy bear thing. Is that offensive to you also? Do you mind being called a teddy bear? Is that offensive? Because sometimes we say these things and people are offended by them. Like a girl was on a show last week. She said she doesn't like being called thick. She doesn't like it.
Well, I think sometimes it gets so offensive when you say, well, you're going to just get a thick girl for the winter.
That's offensive.
That to me is offensive. I mean, because I'm sorry, thick women are in season
year round,
365, 24/7. So
yeah, I don't know if they mean it like that.
No, I know what you're saying, but it's more like, okay, it's more acceptable to be with someone thicker during the colder time.
I don't think people do that. Like, I really don't think people say, I want a thick woman in the winter and a thin woman in the summer. I think it is just a joke. I think.
Well, you know what's funny is I hear a lot of women who might say they don't like big dudes, but let Gerald Levert still be alive today. I don't know how many women be like, oh, I love Gerald Levert. He is such a cute little teddy bear. I promise you, if he starts singing, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I think
it's a teddy bear thing.
I wanted to get back to what you were saying sexually. Okay, because this is a question I know other women might have. You said you've been with a man who was bigger and sexually he was not appealing because I wanted to get back to that.
size was an issue.
His penis size.
Right.
Now, and I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that when they have a lot of belly, that it somehow takes up penis size. But if they were to lose that weight, then the penis is then elongated. Like it's there, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like,
but then
it might be like this, and then if they lose the weight, it's like
if
this.
that's the case, then every small man would be
big. Then that's not true.
And
no.
that's not
so
true.
okay, I just want to ask questions because I don't know. I'm just asking questions
because there have been smaller guys that just haven't. I'm sorry, that whole big women can't take it. That's
not true.
That's not true.
I told him
she West Indian. She can take anything.
I don't know Jack's story.
Myself. Don't have it like
it was like 3 dudes on the show. Let me just, to his point, there were like 3 guys, and they all agreed with him.
Even though lying, they was agreed.
But y'all working with like some tree trunks or something? Exactly. I mean, nobody wants that. I'm sorry, but if
who doesn't want?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about. Don't be trying to whip out something that's like 24 inches. What you gonna do with this? Boy, you better put that thing back where it came from.
No, not
I'm trying to deal with that. But I'm just saying, and I think that's a misconception that a lot of men seem to think that women want those porno star type dudes. And it's like, you do know that kind of like television and stuff like that.
But there are a lot of women who do.
They are.
I just want to say that there is a different there's a lid for every pot. So let me just clarify.
There's a big enough lid for that pot? Okay.
Yeah, everybody's different, right?
There are, but I'm like her. I disagree with him saying that just because a woman is bigger that she can't handle that. Okay, were you trying to do that and bend her in like a shape where one of her legs was over her head and the other was bent back? Like y'all were trying to play Twister?
That's it.
Let's get back on topic, but I will say, listen,
that's Olympics.
I will say I told Jack last week. I told Jack I didn't agree with him last week. I told him I didn't agree. So I said that's not true. I told him that's not true. He says it's facts, but I know from my experience, from my research, that's not true.
Opposite, that they say that they can't deal, especially with slimmer women because of the pelvis area, the hip bones, that it's not a comfortable.
I've heard that too.
Yeah,
I've heard that too.
I've heard a lot of
you feel the bones.
No disrespect to any, or no shade thrown to any slim women, because if you have
slim men, some, you know what? It goes different ways. It goes different ways. The bones are not comfortable.
Well, I can feel her on there. A little cushion for the push.
Yeah.
Bones are not fun. Bones are not.
No.
This dude.
You know, but it does, I think, come into play when if you're talking about he's breathing heavy, sweating, and he doesn't have any stamina, because that helps. You know, somebody who's more fit, like think about a runner, would have more endurance and more stamina. So then that translates typically.
No, we assume that they have more stamina.
You're saying it doesn't.
That's not always the case.
Okay,
that's how they could conk out in 5 minutes, just like anybody else.
Mm-hmm. I haven't experienced that, but that's good.
I need we to switch places.
I don't know. I haven't experienced that, Teresa, but that's interesting.
No, I mean the same way how we assume that big people are not functional in bed, we shouldn't assume that all slim people.
No, I didn't say big people weren't functioning in bed, because let me tell you, and I think that's a misconception.
It is.
And that's why I told him I don't agree, because some of the most let me say it this way, some of the most sexually open people I know are on the bigger side. This is just from my experience. They have don't look at somebody because of their size and think they don't know and they're not getting it in, because that's not true. A lot of times that's the opposite. From my experience. So no, we shouldn't just look at people and make assumptions. But I just wanted to put out what he said last week.
Women don't have good sex. I'm not saying.
He said they couldn't accommodate.
Yes, that's.
He said they couldn't accommodate his
from
size.
My experience, women I don't have.
What was your sample like?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was your sample like? I mean, you're saying, are you more attracted? Was it nine slim women, or what was the sample like?
More slim women.
Is your preference slim women?
Yes.
Okay, so then
you didn't even want it in the first place.
Thank you so much. I like you. Exactly. You came in with a misconception already there.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm just saying that
that wasn't your.
Would you go back?
All that too, because I've had more slim women.
Would you go back?
What?
That's his preference.
No, to the thick girl. Would you go back?
I'm not picky. If I like her, I mean, she can be thick. I mean, just not too thick. I'm like you were saying, I'm in the gym. Like right now I'm on the third day, every day in the gym. Every day. I gotta have a woman who's willing at least to go with me. Not even go with me, but be into it too. So not eat right, cook right, and all that. It goes.
Okay. I'm gonna read y'all's comments. Okay. All right. Yeah, Charles says a lot of women can't tell the difference just from the outside. I'm 177. I usually hear that I don't look it. Also, I'm stronger than what I appear because of my frame and workout goals. Dave Sincere says, I don't think these ladies really hear it from the brothers. How do men communicate that they don't want to date women that size? Okay. Have you ever experienced someone saying, I don't want to date? You haven't heard it. Let me tell you from my perspective, as a matchmaker, one of the things I don't like, if I have a client who is, let's say let me just use you two people, just Teresa and Tanika. So I'm just using it as an example. Let's say you're both my clients. Okay. If you are my client, I have to preface to men, do you like BBWs? I have to ask them up front because otherwise, I need to know if they're not even interested. They don't even want a BBW. There's no point in me introducing.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? So I have to preface that. Well, I don't have to preface it for Tanika. I could just say, I have this great girl, and these are all the great qualities about her, and then I can present her picture, and then we go from there. But I have to preface it with Teresa by checking to see if these men, and that makes me feel some kind of way. I'm going to be honest with you. Because I do not, fundamentally do not like to match based off looks and preferences of looks. I hate it. To me, it kind of feels like if you told me you like midgets, and let me use the PC word. If you told me you like little people, I would feel some kind of way looking for specific little people to match with you, because I like to match based off qualities and characteristics and compatibility. Like, is this a good man, period? Regardless of what shell he's in. Is he a good fit for Teresa? That's how I like to match. I don't like to be confined to, I only want a little person, go find me a little person. I don't want to be confined to that. And that's how I feel if I'm matching for a BBW. I'm confined to people who like BBWs. You know what I mean? So I don't like having extra parameters. I just like people. I just want to match hearts.
Well, for those people,
you're
going to have issues. The ones who say that I don't want to date these types of people, you're single for a reason. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You're single for a reason. So you keep doing what you're doing. You think that everything is good. Go ahead, be single. Team single. There's nothing wrong with being single. Single is not like it's a death sentence, but you're single for a reason. And sometimes we, with our way of thinking, we can get in our own damn way.
Absolutely.
So I am quick to tell somebody, I have hips and ass. If you don't like hips and ass, you might as well keep it moving.
Yeah, and I know, and I get that. What I'm saying is, I feel like, listen, we know, because whenever we bring this topic up in the group about size, you will have men to say, I do not want a heavy, overweight woman. I do not want to date, blah, blah, blah. You hear it all the time. I have a preference. Some of them give you sizes. She's got to be a size 8. She got to weigh 130 pounds.
But see,
probably overweight.
they take what a size 8 can be.
It doesn't
so
mean anything.
Different.
Yes.
On different people.
Absolutely.
A size 8 on somebody who's a 5'9" may look like a beanpole.
Yes.
A size 8 who's someone who's 5'2", they are more curvaceous.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks different on everybody.
And some men have really no idea
just like
of what size is.
With the number. Like, with somebody threw out a number of, I only date women who are 140 pounds. And to your point, that 140 can look so different.
They could have 140 in their hips alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I mean,
and they look like a pair.
You
will date a pair.
Right. You can look at somebody like Idris Elba, who is like 6'7", 6'6", and his weight and how much he weighs may not carry the same as somebody who might be, your height. So height does too, and I think that for a lot of people, when they look at another person and they see the weight, it's sometimes, it's unfortunate, but the weight is not always proportionate.
It's not.
I have,
and we carry it differently.
Right. Because exactly. I think for me, what has kind of been a little bit of a blessing and also a curse is that it's not all like in one place, because you have seen some ones that, it's like they have the top half is massive in their back, and they look like a linebacker when they're walking, and it looks like a box. And then you have some who are more hippie and more, And
some just carry it in their stomach.
Right.
It's based on genetics.
I carry it in my boobs. Like, everybody's going to carry their weight differently. And it makes them look different.
Right.
And, we got to talk about this whole thick thing, because back to that. thick is different. Everybody's not thick. Let me just say this.
What is thick?
Well, I want to clarify because I think some people will say that they're thick and they're really beyond.
Yeah.
Right?
Men, I think, and men and women, I think thick is different.
I do too.
Yes,
I do.
yes.
And I'm
different cultures think
thick
is
is
different
Yes,
as well.
I think that's true.
because actually, if you're over a certain poundage in Caucasian, you just fat.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
They don't even do the thick.
They don't even do the
No.
thick.
They're just
No.
thick and they're fat and skinny.
That's it.
Or Tanika
Two
doesn't like
different-
fat, so let me say they're just
Sorry.
overweight or average. They're average or overweight. But anyway, to your point, yes, in our culture, and when I hear brothers talk about thick, and Jack and Steven, you chime in, it's more they're looking at hips and butt, but the waist ratio, like she has to have a smaller waist or a flat stomach. If she got a bunch of stomach, you're not calling her thick, right? And I really, I wanted
Hey, Shay,
to bring that up.
let me.
I wanted to bring that up because a lot of people, yes,
I will say this right here.
Yes.
To know.
When you look at
Think that.
You're beyond.
true.
You're beyond thick.
I
I know this may sound offensive, but I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead.
You're
say it.
beyond thick when your stomach is supporting you more than your bra is.
and if your stomach sticks out further than your butt or your breast, that
Or
takes you out
other
of the thick
items.
category.
Right.
And I think some people don't think that. So everybody considers themselves thick. And it's like, no. You know what I mean? From my perspective, I have to hear what men say, because if a man tells me, my client tells me, Shay, I like thick women, I have to know what that means to him.
Right.
Because if I introduce somebody that's 500 pounds and she's beyond that, you see what I'm saying? So I have to understand from a man's perspective, what does that mean? So I ask those questions so I understand. And I find that women don't always get it. They don't always get that.
Right.
They're
So is it thick and then big, or thick then what is the next step up?
I think I saw something where it was like thick, and then it was like small BBW, then it was like BBW, then it was like BB. It was a bunch of BBs.
Oh
in
Lord, I
there.
have never seen
yeah.
that.
I got really confused.
It's too
It was like some
complicated.
little chart, and it was like, if you want to know what it looks like, then this is what it is. Also, somebody on the group commented that you want us to all stand up and turn around. If you want to know what we look like, you are more than happy to jump in anybody's DM and ask us out so you can see what we look like in person.
Exactly.
Or come to the prom on Saturday. All right, so let me read some of your comments.
Someone wants to call in. What's the number to call in?
Oh, I don't have the number in front of me. What's the number, Jack? Oh, it's right here, scrolling on the bottom here, so they can see the number scrolling down here in a minute. All right, here it is. It's 478-569-6474. 478-569-6474. All right, Lola says, like, what if you fall in love with a short man and then later down the line he tells you he wants his knees done to make him taller? Like, what? Wait, Lola, what you talking about?
Can you say no way in hell?
Different trip right now.
What are you talking about?
Can you say no way in hell?
I'm trying to understand what she's talking about.
Oh, you know what? I know what she's talking about. There is a surgery that's out there for little people that want to get taller, where they can get like rods or something like. I saw it on a special. They can get their legs extended out, but it's it's very painful. But I do know that does exist.
They have surgery for everything. But anyway, so all right. Zaid says they love to lay their heads on your stomach like a pillow. Who? The women like to lay on men's stomach? Okay, so they're saying they like big guys. Tara says he doesn't feel women like big guys, but Gerzon says they call him Teddy. He doesn't mind them calling him Teddy. Zaid says they like to lay their heads on your stomach. I've never been with a guy that had a belly that you lay on his stomach, but I have a girlfriend who dated a guy, and she used to call him Buddha belly, and she used to rub on his belly. Yes, he didn't mind it, but I've never dated a guy with a belly. That's funny. I was just thinking back.
I think the best way for those who say, when they're approached by the type that doesn't, that's not their preference, it's a way to say it to be nice about it. I mean, there are times, where, I get approached sometimes depending on where I'm at, and, I smile and, you just give them a little fake number.
Be compliment. You just be.
Wow.
You give them a fake number?
It depends on your approach.
Tanika,
all right, we have a caller.
You're giving out a fake number if you're not gonna.
We have a caller. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. I'm just gonna be nice. Hey, caller. Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Who's this?
This is Keenan.
Hi, Keenan.
How you doing?
Good. What's your comment?
Well, I got a lot of comments because I'm from down south.
Okay.
I think I'm friends with Teresa on Facebook also.
Oh, Teresa.
Oh, hi, Keenan.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
And I mean, it's like some of the answers y'all are getting are fine, but there's two ways you can always answer about a woman dealing with a man. First of all, we're visual. So if it's big, little, too big, or whatever hits that man eye that he likes, big legs, big backs, or whatever, he's going to automatically be drawn to that. Mm-hmm. Now, intellectual, if you got that part, you're going to woo him anyway. It's not hard to get a man. And I know you said something about being thick. Everybody's now thick. I mean, the white women, the black, I mean, it's in the food, so everybody's thick now. It's just up to you to maintain your thickness.
And how do you maintain your thickness? How do you maintain your thickness?
Well, maintaining is like, say, for instance, if you actually want to be a certain size, because I'm a gym junkie myself.
Okay.
What you have to do, because, I mean, I've been personal training and doing this thing for quite a while. If you have to have a balance with spirituality and physical, because you can want to do it and not even go. If you can't manage the things that your cravings have you desiring that makes you overweight, then your losing process is null and void. You actually have to try to maintain a balanced food diet before you eat. I encourage people to do that before they even start to work out.
Okay,
because
so let me tell you. So our topic is not about about losing weight. We're just talking about dating and your size preferences. So, listen, somebody asked a question about you. They want to know that you say big backs. Did you say some men like them extra big with big backs? Is that what you said?
Explain the big back thing.
No. I was saying when it
big
comes to being
backside?
thick, I mean, you can have a big leg, big butt, big back, or whatever. Whatever that man looks at when it comes to his preference.
We want to know,
It's
what
not
is
like-
a big back?
What's
Are you
a big
saying
back?
what is a big back? That's what we want to know.
Are you?
Are you talking about big backside?
Well, I
Maybe.
want to say your butt. It's most likely your butt.
You could
We didn't know.
a big backside. A big
Big ass.
You talking about the ass. Okay.
We thought you were saying her back.
But you got like a back, like a
big
linebacker
legs.
type of. But there are some women. There are some women that like guys with big backs.
Yeah, that's true, and I do think it's a double standard for men and women. Thank you for calling in, Keenan. But I do want to get back to this, because let's talk about the double standard. Steven brought it up. He says women prefer him being big. He doesn't have any problem dating with his size, and I want to hear from other men. Now, Tara said he doesn't feel like that. He feels like women don't like him, and he's a heavier dude. And Gerzon mentioned that he doesn't think women like him because of his size. So I want to hear from men. Do you? Lola says, Landy says she likes big men. Cigaro, yes, you can definitely call in. I know you're heavier. Yes. Why you say I'm too much, Candace? I was just asking him a question. What did he mean by big back? I just wanted to know. That he said big back is a butt. That's what he meant. All right, so y'all, let's talk about this. Is there a double standard? Do you think bigger men are treated differently in the dating world than bigger women?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes,
Oh,
definitely,
absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely.
When I just thinking about even celebrities, if we take it to that scale, when you think about, because I heard on the radio talking about Notorious B and Faith and Kim, he was able to pull all of that. What big woman celebrity is pulling sexy, fine men like that?
I can't think of one.
I couldn't either, and that's what I started. I was like, well, what woman is? Even though we know that there are a lot of big, beautiful women,
There
and
are.
the push is for them to lose the weight.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then why did y'all jump on Otis when he said that if you lose weight, your options would increase? You shared that your options increase. You shared that your options increase. When he said if women lost weight, their options would increase, women jumped all on him.
Because you can't tell someone they need to lose weight. They're going to have to want to do that themselves. I didn't lose weight because Otis said my options. I lost weight because, like I said, I was watching the Weight Watchers commercial, and she kind of inspired me.
We have a caller.
It's just the way you say, it's the presentation.
Got it.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, caller. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid.
Hi, how you doing? This is Cigar Adrian. I was trying to call in and comment.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show. I wish I could have had you on. So let me ask you.
Thank you.
Do you feel that weight affects dating?
No, I think weight affects dating by this particular means. If it becomes unhealthy and if it comes to the point where you're
when you're unhealthy, it affects it. But if you're not unhealthy, it doesn't affect it.
Yeah, if there's a loophole on.
Yeah, cut your radio down.
Yeah, I just cut my mic down.
Okay.
So if in fact it affects the I wouldn't even say the method, but the enjoyment between the two of you. You know, if you and she are both, slightly overweight and has a problem with, certain positions or the ability to enjoy it as long as you want to and things of that nature, then you're going to have that problem.
And I'm going to ask questions really naively because I've never had sex with a big guy. So,
okay,
how can sex be affected by size?
Sex can be affected by size based on your ability to make it last as long as you need it to. So let's say if you weigh, like myself, I'm 6'1", 310 or whatnot. I mean, I worked out before, I played football and things like that. So I'm in semi-decent shape. But I was in better shape in my younger years. As I began to gain weight, it affects the amount of time that you can actually engage in sexual activity. And the same thing goes for the girl that you're involved with. So she may not be able to do certain things as long because either she out of breath, she got a cramp in her leg, or,
That's interesting. That's what you was talking about a little bit
need
too.
More water and Gatorade and some air.
In the middle of it? Like, hold on, I need some water?
But that could happen with skinny people too. They could catch a cramp.
Y'all care to chime in?
I mean, I'm going to agree with him because, at a bigger size, and like I said, my ex was a bigger dude.
Y'all were both big together.
Yeah. And I mean, I wasn't big in the beginning. It just grew that way. And you do realize that drive does, like I'm getting a leg cramp and, certain positions I don't really like anymore. And, coming from a background where, I danced for 12 years and I was, very flexible to not being able to do the things I was used to doing, that does kind of take a hit at your pride a little bit. And then it is, it's like he said, you're trying to keep it sexy and spicy, but you can't really because, both of y'all give each other a heart attack.
Oh, Lord.
Exactly.
And I guess it does affect positions because if she's okay, so this is a question. I'm not being offensive, y'all know. I'm just going to, I don't know how else to say
ask it.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. If she's really big, can she be on top?
Heck yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah. Let's say he's slim. Let's say he's slim. He's really big.
Yes.
Isn't that going to be heavy on him?
No, because you're not putting all your weight on him.
I'm just trying to,
you riding, you straddling.
I'm asking questions. Now to flip it. He's really big. I'm just asking questions, y'all.
It can make it difficult. It can. I mean, I can attest to that. It can make it difficult.
I don't know about that.
A little bit.
I ain't never had them issues. I ain't never had them issues before.
Well, I'm going to say from personal experience, it was difficult at times. I'm not saying the entire, not from me not being on top, but the flipping of that. I'm going to say from my personal experience.
I mean, her being a big girl, being on top. If she can hold on, then we can ride.
But to your point, if he's really big and he's on top of you, he's
and then
really
I'm big too.
But you're big and he's big and he's on top of you.
It depends.
But you also got his more of his body weight is on you because of the position. You're not laying flat on him because unless you're doing
you're not crushing a sternum or
I'm just asking questions.
He is laying more on
no judge.
Right. Yeah.
So that would be difficult if he's big on you.
What kind of shape he's in too?
But that's what I'm saying.
If he's heavier on top and slim on the bottom, it may be a little.
You probably should be having sex anyway.
Get your push-ups in, baby.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, I have to get you on my show. All right, we're gonna hang. All right, y'all gotta talk one at a time. I couldn't even tell the guy bye. Okay. All right. So let me see what. Okay. Ono says, "Oh boy, if your penis is big, then he doesn't have a problem." So Ono is saying you could be big, but if you're bigger there, then you can accommodate that. Versus, I bet that would be a problem. Let me say this. And y'all, I'm trying to say it PC, but it's hard for me to translate sometimes. Okay, so let's say she is big and he's not as well endowed. Then he's slim, but he's not well endowed. He probably can't do certain positions either because he can't get beyond her butt or whatever to get,
exactly.
Right,
exactly.
He can't.
So you might have to do like the scissors
or something else.
That.
So it can affect it.
Yeah.
It can.
I love. We gonna hang out. We hanging out.
All right, caller. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. Caller, welcome to Conversations with. How many callers we have?
We have a lot.
That's a lot of callers. Okay. All right. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. Are you on?
No, next one.
All right, next caller. Hey, caller. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. All right, Mark was on the phone. We answered the phone. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. Hey, caller. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid.
Hey, it's Ono. How you doing?
Hi,
Ono.
Hey, how y'all doing? First, I wanted to apologize to the sister with the guns. I was really joking about y'all standing up and doing a spin. Like, I know you don't know me. I joke a lot. Don't
I don't know if we saw that.
He signed in there.
You got a gun. I don't want to make you upset. But I was going to say about the, like one of the things that I'm hearing from a lot of people is like they're talking about their experience, but they're generalizing to the entire population. So like if you so let's say you're with a big guy and he doesn't have stamina, he just might not have stamina. Or if he comes quick, he might just be a quick come no matter what his size,
Thank you. That's true.
It might not have anything to do with his size.
That's true. It has nothing to do with his size.
You're saying it may not have anything to do with his size.
Mm-hmm. Right, or even if it has to do with his size, you can't generalize that to the entire population.
That's true.
Because it's like, I know with myself, like my weight fluctuates. So like this past like winter, spring, I was like a good 20, 30 pounds heavier than what I am now. And, it's like you can tell, it's like, I don't know. Like I think we really have to be careful not to like, okay, I was with one skinny girl and it was terrible, so all skinny girls are bad.
No, I think you're absolutely.
Like I've been with skinny girls, I've been with big girls, and they've been fine.
Great point, Ono. We have another caller.
All right.
Okay, so I know y'all have so many calls, so we're trying to get to you. Thank you so much for calling, Ono. I always appreciate your perspective, and that's true. So we're trying not to make generalizations, but you're only sharing from your experience and what you've experienced, and you were sharing from your personal experience that it was difficult for you.
I was speaking for me. I wasn't saying about him in particular. I'm just saying the difficulties that I personally experienced. Like he said, I'm not trying to generalize it for anyone out there because, like, I've been on that side, so I can understand the difficulties and the things that they may go to. So if, there is anybody in the group who is, thinking about it or wants to know, like, I've had people ask me, like, does Weight Watchers really work? Does it really work? Yes, it does.
You've lost 100 pounds, so that's like two different people. That's two people. Like, you were, what I mean, I don't mean you lost a person. That's not what I was saying. I was saying you were a different person 100 pounds ago.
I lost I'm going to be real. I lost the equivalent of a 5th grader.
You did.
And then you don't really think about it, but I tell people who, if you're in the weight loss journey now, if you're trying to go through that, you're really kind of wondering, like, is the weight loss really making a difference because you're not seeing it the way you want to see it? Think about the amount of weight that you've lost. Go pick up a barbell or a dumbbell that weighs the weight that you lost, and you'll see exactly how much you were carrying on your body. Because there are just things that I'm able to do now in the gym that I can, I think about it now that it flashed through my head sometimes. Like, I can remember when I was on the gym, if I was on a treadmill and I went more than 2.5, I was going to die. Yeah. And now, I'm like 6'5", running at 7 speeds. I'm laughing when I 2.5. I'm like, man, this is really, really slow. But, it's progress. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Right. So he is right. You can't really make generalizations like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's hard not to generalize to Derek's point because we're just having a conversation. Okay. Carl said, this is Carl, Cat Brown. That's Carl. He says saggy skin versus tight skin is totally different. sexually. And I bet that happens too as you lose weight. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, we have another caller. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid.
How you doing?
Hi, who's this with the nice voice?
This is Cigar Tony.
Oh, hi, Cigar Tony.
He's one of my
How you
friends.
doing?
Oh, your friends are calling in. You're Miss Popular.
I just wanted to comment on your topic for today.
Okay, we're talking about weight and dating.
Unfortunately, it is a double standard. Although I think it's making a kind of a turn, as being more accepted than in the past. You had, larger female artists who tried to sing, had wonderful voices, but a lot of record companies wouldn't take them or accept them or give them a record deal because of their size. But now you see a lot of artists who coming out. So I think it's making a turn. It's slowly making a turn, but it is changing somewhat. And, all women are beautiful, no matter what the size is. I think a lot of women are taking better care of themselves, being, larger frame. So continue to smile and be positive and stay strong and go on with your bad self.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, thank you for calling in, Cigar Tony. Have a great day.
All right, ladies.
All right, so we're hearing that men are accepted as they gain weight. 70% of black men are overweight. I do want to make sure we say that because it's not a black female problem. I think for us, for women, for black women, it's 80%. It's like 4 out of 5. But for men, it's 3 out of 5. It's like really 70% of them are overweight as well. But I think they're perceived differently than women are. That's what we're hearing. All right, we have another caller. I don't know if we've ever had this many calls.
It's a great topic.
It's a great topic. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So, my thoughts are, I
What's
feel
your
like
name?
people should like who they like.
What's your name?
And Sabrina, I'm sorry.
Hi, Sabrina.
Hey, Sabrina.
Hi. So, yeah, I think that people should like who they like whatever size they like. That's fine with me. And I get that men are visual and they like, what they like, and women like what they like, too. But I think when you say you love someone, I've had experiences where I was small, younger or whatever, and then because of my thyroid, I gained weight. And then my ex did not want to be with a bigger woman. That was his.
You gained weight in the relationship while you were in the relationship, and then he didn't want to be with you.
Yeah, while we were in the relationship, he actually was in
sad.
prison at the time. But I started gaining weight little by little, and then I was pregnant with our son, and our son lived to be 4 months old, and he died.
That's so sad, Sabrina.
He was born with two holes in his heart, and we were about to have surgery, but he contracted a blood bacteria.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, definitely.
We were trying to, so dealing with all of that, I gained weight, and it came on gradually. And he would say little things, and, I didn't understand it quite. And I tried to work out. I tried to do some things that he wanted me to do and all of that, and it just wasn't coming off the way that I wanted it to or that he wanted it to. So eventually I began to just, deal with it myself and love myself for whatever.
I'm sorry you experienced that.
I'm totally confident, in my skin and love it. And he actually, you all were just talking about sex. We don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's been years since we've been in a relationship, but we've been dealing with each other the whole time, pretty much.
Wait, the
basically.
guy who told you he didn't want you as you gained weight?
Say it again?
The same guy who didn't want you as you gained weight?
Yeah, same one.
Well, you know what, Sabrina, we got to talk about that. That's a different topic for you. That's a different topic we got to have. Because to your point, when you're talking about love if you're too big for me to love, then you're too big for me to have sex with. I mean, why am I going to continue to have sex with you? You don't want to be with me because I gained weight, but you want to keep having sex with me? That's not fair.
Unless there's some sort of it's just sex. Unless
yeah,
it's
but
just
that's not
sex.
fair to her.
Right.
So, but Sabrina, we're going to have to talk about that another time because that's not our topic tonight, but it is a session. But I do appreciate you calling, and you deserve to be loved and appreciated just the way
Definitely.
you are.
Yes.
But contact me later so we can have this conversation. All right, we have a thank you for calling. We have another caller. Hey, caller, welcome to Conversations with Cupid.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Tristan here. I just want to chime in on what y'all talking about
Tristan.
today.
All right, well,
Hey,
what are your
what's going on,
thoughts?
love?
What are your thoughts tonight?
I think it's a certain train of thought in which I believe is inherently wrong. I think that women often they throw around terms loosely, and which is actually not necessarily true. I think it's very subjective.
Okay, get to your point.
Well, damn.
I'm just saying, just get to it. What is it? Go hit us with it.
Essentially, when women typically say men are visual creatures, it's kind of a dismissive statement, and it makes it seem like certain women aren't adequate. But what I pose to women is you have to understand, although men are visual, there's always women who will be more pleasing to the eye no matter what you like.
But
like
actually,
Halle Berry
Tristan,
turned 50 years old, and she don't look like one of these girls coming up now.
Tristan,
You know what I'm saying? So-
Tristan, the whole visual thing didn't come from us. That actually was a caller who came in who was a male who did say that. So are you saying that he's using that term generally or subjectively? Because
Yeah.
Okay, but you just said but you just said women, and I just wanted to clarify that it wasn't we didn't say that first. He did actually. We just agreed with him.
Yeah, well, I'm saying even to agree with it is to be is where it's admissible.
Well, I just want you to get the facts right.
Which is not factual.
Okay.
It's not factual. I think that a lot of times that people often get caught up in these things. Like, I don't believe that you fall for somebody based off looks alone. I think all men, we are visual as far as we do like to look at women, but as far as choosing a mate, especially if you're an experienced male, you choose women based on different qualities.
You're just a mature man. I want to tell you, and I applaud you on your thoughts. I think that you're very mature. But there are some men, don't get it twisted, who are so, like, if she doesn't look like this, I'm not even interested. I don't even want to get to know her. There are men who are like that. I think your thoughts are mature, and I agree with you. I do think it should be about more than looks. But for so many people, not just men, women too, they are so focused on the outward appearance. They don't even want to get to know you to find out if they could be interested in you. If they look at you and they're not attracted to you, they're not interested in getting to know you.
Yeah, well, you want to know something? I heard you bring up statistics, and I'm going to tell you a great statistic that you should actually look into. Most people meet their spouse at the job or something like that where they actually have time around people. So I think, you can actually fall in love with anybody if they portray certain qualities the more time that you get to be around the person.
I agree. But a lot of times, to your point, yes, but in today's society, there are people who won't even give you time if you don't look like what they want. They won't even spend the time. But I agree with you. People can grow on you, and you can. In fact, most of my couples will tell you, and we have 2 married couples now. 4 engaged couples and 89 matches, and most of them will say that they were not attracted to the person initially, and that they grew on them. But I hear a lot of times from people that are so stuck on singleness, and like Tanika said, I just tell them, well, keep on doing it if it's working for you. But what I know, and I know this from my experience too, you can grow into attraction. It doesn't have to be there initially. I know that to be true.
Absolutely.
Man, we have another caller.
Absolutely.
But thank you for calling, Tristan. Have a great day.
No problem at all, love.
All right. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. I don't think we've ever had this many callers. This is crazy. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid.
How you doing, Miss Shay? This is Reggie Gibson. How are you?
Hey, Reggie. I wish you had been here.
Yes, ma'am. I really wish that I could have been there. I had a question for the panel, though.
Go ahead.
We have these different people that say they like, certain weights and certain sizes. Have they ever experienced people that like them behind closed doors, only coming over to watch the movies, this, that, and the third, but when it was time to go out in public or to the events or to actually be seen, it was a different kind of standard, or they ran into different issues?
Teresa's nodding her head. You have?
Yes, yes, and I don't know if it's
I don't know if it's like a social media thing also, and the accessibility of being in someone's DM or inbox. And that you'll see me have, put on my page, get out my hashtag, get out my inbox, because you're not going to come at me in my DM and say, oh, you're so pretty, you saw this, you saw that. But in public, you're bashing bigger women. I'm not the one to stand for it. I'm very sorry. I'm not the one that will do that, because my thing is, the same way with the other lady, if you're good enough to love in public, you're good enough to love in private.
And what is that? So is that and Reggie, you chime in as a man too. What is that? Is it, I am attracted to you, I do want to be with you, but I'm scared to let other people know? Like, I'm scared for it to be known that I like bigger women.
They're scared about their image, especially around their other boys, guys, friends or whatever. They don't like that. Oh, you like big girls? And then all of a sudden there's a stigma attached to him because he's liking me.
And I've heard men being called chubby chasers. They get
and
called
that.
that.
Fetish stuff, yeah.
It is. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead. What was your question?
I was just saying that I think in both aspects, a lot of people start dating for the approval of their friends or just the people that they deal with, the social media page and things like that. So they may find the person that's the best for them. And then the second thought is,
my friends
are they
ain't
going
paying
to
my
be approved
bills.
by everybody else, mostly by the physical?
Say that louder, there.
My friends ain't paying my bills.
No.
Amen to that.
That's true. And you can't date somebody based off your friend's approval. It's about you.
But I think that's what the problem with social media is. It's everyone is looking for that Facebook validation. They're looking
platform.
for the likes. They feel the need to have every single aspect of their relationship on Facebook.
Yes.
And it's like,
They're
who are
like
you?
too.
I'm like, I would be more concerned if his family doesn't know who I am.
Right.
Versus the fact that he got 2,000 Facebook friends
Who they don't even know.
Right.
You don't
These
even
people
know
are not
them.
your friends.
Yes.
And so, you got to think about the good times and the bad times. And just like the guy who called before them, I'm a testament. The guy who I married, we were friends. We were cool friends, and we worked together. And that's how we ended up, getting married, because as time got along, we realized that there were a lot of things, even though, like I said, he wasn't the type that I normally dated, but he was so cool like that the love just grew over time. Mm-hmm. And so, I get the whole, like what you like.
But
and that
attraction
kind of
grows.
But,
yes.
That doesn't mean that you cannot entertain the idea of having a friendship with that person.
Absolutely.
And
I wanted to ask Reggie, hold on, while he's here. Reggie, do you feel that women are more attracted to you being a bigger guy? Or do you feel that women are not attracted to you being a bigger guy?
For me, it's been mostly because I think it's just the confidence aspect of it. Because I've never necessarily had issues pulling women, per se. But it's like, it's a small women tend to gravitate more to me. It's been, just more of a confidence aspect. I think most people, if they wear their confidence, as opposed to trying to make sure they look a certain way, I just think that probably shows more genuine character, who they really are. Yeah. And it kind of goes hand in hand.
Well, so you tend to date smaller women. Is that your preference, or is that just what happens? How does it happen?
No, I don't have a preference. So,
okay.
I like, little, thick, big. I don't have a preference. I just think that, character is mostly, look like something to a certain extent, but I think character goes along with that. Like, we've all ran into those people that are absolutely beautiful physically, but then the attitude makes everything ugly.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, I think men prefer that, honestly. Well, hold on. Well, thank you for calling in, Reggie. Wait, what were you saying, Carnella?
No, I was just saying that I feel like men would prefer the sexy crazy more than they would prefer the good woman who is maybe big.
Girl, we're going to have that's another topic.
Yes.
That's another topic.
Oh, yes.
Because I have heard.
Look. I do not prefer sexy crazy. I don't care for crazy, period. If I get that hole going through my phone, now if you get through a bad, rough patch in your life and you go through a nervous breakdown, depression, I'm going to stick by you if we dating. But crazy, I'm not going to tolerate crazy, because
at any size.
I don't give a damn.
Any size.
I don't, because at the end of the day, respect and self-respect is all you have.
You don't like to be cyber soft and have her show up at your apartment,
Hell no.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I meant by another topic. I have heard men say that crazy women are great in bed. And I hate to keep going here, but Jack, you probably said it too. I've heard men say that crazy women are the best in bed. Is that true, Jack? From your perspective?
Wait.
Look.
We can't.
From my experience, hey Jack. From my experience, they have to be, cause how else you gonna deal with their crazy ass?
Right, they're more experimental and
willing to try things.
How else you gonna deal with their crazy ass?
Things that normal women wouldn't try.
I mean,
what we doing? Fire? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Slapping, choking.
Okay.
Wait, choking. Wait.
Okay, Teresa's telling on herself. Let a freak flag fly. Yeah, you got to rewind it. But no, I have heard that. Yeah, we need to have. Yeah, Darnell said crazy is best. We're gonna have a whole other show about crazy women.
Yes.
Yeah, we need a whole other show about that. I don't know if I'm gonna have women who will say I'm crazy. I wonder if they will admit it. All right.
Everybody's crazy, yeah,
but some of them are real crazy. Like some of them are like.
Okay, wait. When you say a little crazy, what does that mean?
So not only she got to be skinny.
What does that mean? Crazy.
She got to be skinny and crazy.
I want to know what you mean by that. When you say like a little crazy, what are you saying exactly? Like you like to
keep me interested. You gotta keep doing.
You want a little drama.
You like drama.
So next time she gonna just like
I want to say drama.
So next time she gonna just like stab you with.
I need peace of mind.
That's good.
I need peace of mind.
Right?
Okay, you mean
I need
crazy
peace of
in
mind.
private or crazy like out like cuss you out at the drop of a hat? You
They
know,
want all of that. They want it.
You know, cut your tires up, that kind of thing.
My crazy level from 1 to 10, I want a female to be like a 4 or 5.
On the crazy level?
Okay, I still
That's
Darnell, Teresa, Darnell said hi. He said,
hey, Darnell.
I'm sorry, a big girl.
Okay, whoever Mark Williams is, catch me in my DM because you keep making these comments that I'm crazy, and you might just find out how true that statement is.
Ooh, they talking.
Oh, he's talking.
Since you've been sitting down here, you won that. You snapped.
Jack said you crazy.
I'm not
So you
snapping.
like that
I'm just
time, right?
telling you like it is. I'm direct, and if you can't take that, then okay.
What did he say to you?
He keep calling me crazy, but he gonna find out exactly how crazy I am.
You might be crazy. I'm gonna show you crazy. I mean,
that's what you like. That's what you
See, I have a kid in the job. I don't have time to be trying to stalk nobody. I don't have time to be doing all that crazy crap. But if you want to talk to me like an adult, we can do that. But this whole social media crap, making comments and stuff, I don't have time for that. If you want to say something to me, you can do that. But don't be trying to be no Facebook bully. It's good that you saying that behind the computer. The computer give you big balls. Say it to my face.
You might just be flirting, just trying to get conversation.
Boy, bye. Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, so Dave Sincere feels that all women are crazy, but Dave, you crazy too.
They're not threats.
Big women need to go to the hood and get broke men.
All right, let me read something that Summer mad. Like I love Summer. Let me read something that she said a few comments ago. She was talking about trying to find your comment, Summer. You were talking about size and when we were talking about overweight. And I wanted to read that comment. I thought it was good. Oh, Derek also had a question for Stephen House. Is Stephen House going to take Carnella on a date? That's what David
I
wants
want to know too.
Yeah, they want to know. Are y'all going to go on a date? Carnella is interested and willing and available.
You need to have like the dating game.
I did it in February.
I am just so late. I'm so late.
I don't know if I'm going to bring it back. That's a whole nother question. All right, so I'm trying to find. Summer had such a great comment.
Guys do not love big women.
Apparently, he didn't answer the question. She said.
Wow. I didn't know I was talking to the show.
Yes, we'd like to know if you're gonna take.
They want to know if you're gonna take
Carnella out. You taking Carnella out?
Is Carnella asking me? No, I'm just kidding. Carnella, I'll take you out.
Okay. What a love connection music.
I know I do need some music. All right, so anyway, let's wait a minute. What are they saying? Oh, Darnell says I'm from the hood and all the dope boys getting money and had a belly and that belly meant money. What? Y'all are crazy.
But wait. In some cultures, a bigger person means that you are more affluent.
But not here because
not here. And I don't think it's in the hood either.
No, because in America, if you big, you eating ho-hos and ding-dongs in the hood. I mean, that's what I'm saying. In the hood, they don't have a lot of fresh produce and access to the same things that you know what I'm saying?
But
So they're going to eat unhealthy.
But that's across the board anyway. That's not only in the hood. That's across the board, period. If you're going to go to, I mean, if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, you gonna go to Whole Foods and spend your whole paycheck on a piece of salmon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but in some neighborhoods, there's no fresh produce. I mean, they have a corner store and McDonald's on the corner and Burger King, and there is like no fresh
Someone
produce.
actually made a comment about that earlier, that it is cheaper.
Happens.
It is cheaper to eat.
It does.
You know, you have that dollar
it's
menu.
It's more expensive to. And so
get
if I have
salad
and if I have $10 and I got to feed my family, I got 3 kids, I'm gonna go to McDonald's and get something from the dollar menu because it's cheaper than if I go to the grocery store and try to buy
a pack of them dollar what you call them things, spaghetti, you know,
ramen noodles.
I don't know about
That's not even real noodles.
Upgrade to the spaghetti.
But anyway, my point is yes, and with education, you can cook on a budget, but I don't know that they know that.
Right.
And so what they might do is buy what they feel is the cheapest thing, which is going to be processed food, it's going to be fast food, it's going to be unhealthy, and that causes the obesity, right? But anyway, back to this point. Okay, so you guys have all shared your dating. Have you ever been, as a man, because I really do think it's interesting that it's different for men. Have you ever been with a woman who only wanted you in the house but didn't want to go out with you? Like she only wants you to come over for booty calls or, you know,
that's not going to be Carnella, by the way.
The only...
We don't know what's happening on that one.
That has only happened if there was something that we both agreed upon. Other than that, I'm not an internet person. If I got something going on, it's not going to be all on Facebook. I need to deal with you in real life because this right here, this is, honestly, my phone is for making money. Other and looking up stuff and things like that and passing time. But other than that, connection, call, hey, we doing this, blah, blah, blah. My life exists outside of that. So, case in point, if I have time.
Hold on, we have a call, Steven. Hold on 1 second. Hey, caller. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid.
Oh, hey, Shay. It's Charles.
Hey, Charles. How you
Grant,
doing?
Whatever. Things are good. Quick question. I wanted to ask, why am I wrong for not, quote, waiting on my health to go bad to get my act together and not wanting a woman that's, quote, foolish enough to do the same? So we know that in this country there's an obesity epidemic. Yes. We know that bad, diet, exercise, practices are, deadly or whatever. But a lot of times people wait until the last minute or something to go wrong in order to make lifestyle changes. I don't want to do that. So anyway,
you don't have
that's
to.
My question.
Nobody's saying
why
you have
am I, quote, wrong or not wanting to deal with a woman that is going to wait until the shit hits the fan to, quote, make a change?
I don't think you're wrong at all, and I think they've also shared, both Tanika and Carnella said they like going to the gym and they want someone who's also in the gym. And so if that's your preference, I don't think you're wrong at all.
But wait a minute.
What we were saying.
What he said, a big woman will wait until the shit hits the fan. That could happen at somebody who's skinny as well.
And I don't, and so I'm not gonna make this about size,
right.
But he's in. I'm making it about the fact that he likes to work out. He's very healthy. So is he wrong for only wanting someone who's also into the gym? Y'all shared that too.
He said he's hung up too quick. But no, I agree with him. I don't know. I think it might be the culture sometimes of the way we were raised sometimes. And this is again not a generalization that. You know how some people don't go to the doctor until it's too late,
yeah,
right? So sometimes that's just a wake up call that some people need. And if you kind of grow up in that healthy lifestyle and that kind of thing like that, then he's right. You shouldn't have to wait until something goes wrong in order to adopt.
And I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong at all.
He's not wrong at all.
So I want to clarify. I don't think he's wrong, and I don't think we haven't been talking about that. We haven't said that anybody's wrong for whatever they choose, right?
No.
But whatever your preferences are, and this is what we said last week, you can have whatever preference you want. Just know that it restricts you and it limits you. And sometimes your preferences can limit you to the point that there are not very many people,
right?
Because you have so many preferences.
Well, I think what you see a lot more often than not is when people are complaining and they're saying that no one likes them and this and that. It's not that no one likes you. It's just who you like doesn't like you back.
Bingo.
So because you can be 600 pounds and say I only date personal trainers.
Right.
You can say that all day, but if they don't want you, baby, you just by yourself wanting that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, you're right. It's about who wants you back.
So that's why when I say expand your mind, I'm not telling you to abandon your preferences, nor am I telling you to abandon your standards. I'm just saying have your preferences, but like you said, just know that your preferences may not prefer you. And that's when your feelings, sometimes you get into your feelings because then you start thinking, oh, well, I'm giving up on dating. Because I've seen it a lot posted in the group where people say they're giving up on dating. And it's not that you should give up. It's just that you gotta expand those options a little bit more,
And dating is not the problem. And I always see people saying they hate dating, they're giving up dating. You're the only common denominator out of all of your relationships. Yeah. You can put the blame on Bob and Billy and Jim and Jane and Sally, but it's you. At the end of the day, you were the only one in all of those relationships. Mm-hmm. It's you. And so you have to really do the work on what is it about me that keeps attracting this same thing. What do I need to change so that I can attract what I really desire? Because you're the common denominator. And it's not dating that's the problem. It could be your preferences. It could be your unrealistic expectations. It could be that you're not flexible, you're not willing to compromise. So many people have this idea of how it should be, and if it's not that, then they back out. Mm-hmm. It's you.
Yeah, you know what? A good friend of mine told me that. He said that the problem with dating these days is that we have a tendency of what we think, how we think things should go. And I'm guilty of that. Like, I'm guilty of the one where I thought, like, is there a sign that says all idiots please apply here? And then I had to kind of do a little bit of in myself. And so I had to kind of take a break from dating. And that's why, I often say, and I've said it in the group before, you kind of need to take a self-inventory and don't jump out there before it's too soon and you really, really haven't done a lot of self-reflection about what it is within yourself and what's going on with you. Because it's like you said, you are the common denominator. But, I used to be that way. I used to think that it's supposed to go this way, and if it didn't go this way, then I'm going to catch an attitude, and the other person's looking at me like, what's wrong? Oh, well, you didn't do this, and that. And at the end of the day, the person did the best that they could with what they had. I just had an idea of what I thought should happen. And, some people don't want to admit that, but I openly admit that back in the day when I first started initially dating, that was one of my problems, is that I felt things should go a certain way, and if they didn't go that way, then I'm quick to be like, okay, well, what?
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me read some of your comments here. All right. So Nikki says, do you think that men want more approval of who they date? Who do you think wants more approval of who they date, men or women? I don't know, but it sounds like y'all are saying that men typically. I remember when my man took me around to his friends to get the thumbs up. I remember feeling like they were just like, all right, I remember feeling like that's what they were doing. But maybe we do it too. Do we do that?
I'm against that question.
I got a homeboy who's not that attractive, okay? But he goes after very attractive women and gets them.
He gets them?
Yeah, but he's working his ass off to take them out so he can showboat them.
He woos them, he winds it down to them.
And I'm like, look, what are you getting out of it other than having an arm piece? Because it's not like you a baller like that to really be able to afford that arm piece, so you might as well find somebody that's
genuinely wants you.
Yes. Wants you.
Yes.
Instead of just wants you for their fun time or entertainment, as however you want to put it. But
so you think that all the women that he's dated, none of them were really truly attracted to him? Because sometimes you could be not all that great looking, and it's just how is the confidence that you bring to trying to attract that person that maybe that probably overshadows your looks.
No, he's going after arm candy.
Oh, that's all he wanted.
He told me. He told me. I mean, we get in these battles of wit, and I tell him, I said, look, he's like, Steve, if you would spend some money, you could get you a pretty woman. I said, hey, you spending money, and all they want you is for your money. So
yeah, and that that's another topic.
But what I'm saying is that it's nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's like saying pretty women are just superficial,
right?
And I think we have 4 beautiful women here, and none of us are superficial. We didn't come across that way. So for him to say that's another generalization as well, that pretty women are only out for material things.
All right, so let me get back to y'all to the point. Just trying to read some of y'all's comments. Y'all have we have so many comments. I'm not gonna get to read them all. Y'all are really going on. Yeah, Candace, I did Google that. 4 out of 5 women are obese. And what I will say now, based on the BMI, before y'all jump on me that BMI can be wrong and they don't take into account of our culture and I'm just reading what was there. Now, and that is true that we in our culture we tend to want our women to have a little bit more meat on the bone than what that BMI chart says. I agree. I don't know many people who want to be the exact, weight on the BMI chart. I certainly don't. And in our culture, weight looks good. In our culture, we appreciate, thighs and hips and boobs. We appreciate that more, right? So we're taking all that into effect. But let's not skip the fact that we do have an obesity epidemic. And we do have that in our culture. That is real. And I'm not being judgmental, and I'm not, I'm just stating facts here. And that's on men too. It's 70% of black men and 80% of black women. And that includes myself. I'm just stating the facts. So I'm not being judgmental. But with that being said, it does have to shape the way we date. Because if 80% of your sisters, the pool, is overweight and you don't want overweight women, well, you got 20% that you can choose from. And to your point, if that 20% doesn't want you, oh, well, we back at square one. Or the same for women. If you are like, I don't want to date an overweight man, and 70% of our men are overweight, well, now you've got this 30% to deal with. So it does have an effect, whether we're overweight or not. The fact that so many in our culture are overweight, it does affect dating, period. Wherever spectrum you're on, you're going to be affected by it. And so we just have to talk about it. I think that's why this was such a hot topic. It really was. When I made the post, I think we had like 800 comments on it, good and bad, positive and negative. We had about 800 comments of people saying, what they want and what we don't want. And at the end of the day, I think everybody deserves love. And I think everybody should have love. There's definitely a lid for every pot. And I appreciate you all being so open and transparent and vulnerable and sharing your experiences. So I'd like you to give your final thoughts, and we have to wrap up. So final thoughts on dating, weight. What do you want to say?
You like what you like. That's all great, but open your mind. Someone quoted En Vogue, free your mind. Yes, free your mind, definitely. And it's open to everyone.
Okay, Tanika.
I'm just going to say, for those who are in the struggle and, maybe they want to lose weight, I wouldn't let the comments and things that other people say, especially in a Facebook group, shape who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's like you said, they're not paying your bills. If you're happy with yourself, be happy with yourself. If you're not happy, you want to lose weight, then lose weight for you. But don't do it for anybody else. And please don't do it just so you can get that 20% that you like. Because that is the recipe for failure. It needs to be about you and what makes you happy.
Okay, Stephen.
I'm going to piggyback off of that and keep it short and sweet. Eleanor Roosevelt said, fellowship with oneself is all important because without it, one cannot be friends with anybody else. So if you don't love yourself, nobody else will.
Amen to that.
I agree. All right, Carnella.
I guess to close out, just that, in our culture, I just think that this is another place that we can embrace instead of isolating and discriminating.
Absolutely.
Your preference is what your preference is, but I don't think the negativity is required to be able to vocalize what you like and what you're attracted to. Yeah. And so instead of us beating each other down because you don't know what those words mean to people, to short men, to small penises, to, being overweight, we don't know what the effect that has on people. And so let's actually build each other up in this community. Let's look at each other in a different way and say, even with this, I still love you.
Yeah.
I may not be able to be with you. I may not be the person for you, the partner for you, but I'm here for you to support you in everything that you do. And
so sweet. I just thought that was so sweet. But it's true. You know what? Everybody that is listening deserves love. Yeah. Period. Yeah. I don't think that you don't deserve love because everybody deserves love. And so with that being said, in order for all of us to find love or have love, you do have to open your mind. You do have to be, and people can change. I mean, she lost 100 pounds. So what if a man saw her 100 pounds ago and was like, oh, she's overweight, Look what you missed out on.
No, but you know what's so funny? No, I'm not saying I wouldn't. What is so funny is that when I showed the picture, and they were like, "Well, even when you were bigger, you were cute," and I'm like, "So, okay,
Cute is for
thank you."
puppies and babies.
Right, what is that?
As
I get that coming all the time.
Yeah.
I hate
Cute is
it.
for puppies and
Yes.
babies. That's for people.
It really does depend on the way
Oh,
you
God.
the way you said it. I guess.
Want to get in?
Like if you were just
gonna have to wrap up.
nasty about it, then no, I probably wouldn't.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
but
how you get the fake number.
But that's my
Here, call
point.
me.
But that's my point of. But that's my point of. Weight is such a thing that can be changed. I mean, it can be changed. So that's why you can't judge a person based off their weight. It can be changed. That's a quality that can be changed. How you act, your heart, your character, that's stuff that doesn't change as easily. But you can lose weight, you know. So if a person has all the qualities that you want, and they're not the size you want, I'm just asking, maybe you want to consider giving them a chance. I'm not pushing anybody on you. I don't want to hear about your preferences and whatnot, because you're still by yourself. So just open your mind.
You say right?
Just try it. Just try it. Who knows? Anyway, thank y'all for being open and transparent. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for chatting with us tonight. I didn't get to read all the comments I said I was going to read, so charge it to my head, not to my heart. I really said I was going to do it, but I didn't get to read your comments, so I apologize. But thank y'all for joining us on our topic tonight. Be sure to come to the prom on Saturday. We're having our adult singles prom. You can get tickets at singles.prom.eventbrite.com. We're so excited. We have Mr. Michael Hall. You may know him on Instagram at Dat-Boy Hall. He's going to... I don't know, but you can ask him.
Wait a minute, you're trying to get hooked up with the other person.
She wanna
Go ahead, girl, get it.
Y'all tune in to us next week on Conversations with Cupid. Smooches.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
You're in the mix with Conversations with Cupid Radio on InstinctRadio.net.
If you would like to advertise your business on Conversations with Cupid, airing every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Instinct Radio, email us at shay@middleclassmatchmaker.com. That's Shay, SHAE, at MIDDLECLASS